Today's video, I want to talk about JJ McCarthy and what I believe the Vikings can do right now to maybe assist in speeding up the timeline of their young quarterback's progression the rest of this year. And I think it can be done immediately. When I say immediately, I'm talking about the start of next week's game against the Chicago Bears. This goes beyond the coaching that we've talked about ad nauseum, play calling. There's nothing left to be said. I've said all that I've had to say about KOC and his play calling. Plus, we know because of his pride, based off of the fact that he hasn't done it by now, he's not going to delegate play calling duties. He's going to just keep doing it until the bitter end. But before we get into talking about JJ McCarthy and what I believe the Vikings can do right now to help out their quarterback, I want to give a shout out to the followers, the subscribers of this channel. And I'm going to tell you why in just a second. After gauging social media, it is clear, abundantly clear, that Vikings fans are on KOC's ass right now. Not only Vikings fans, but also Vikings media. Judd Zulgad, after last week's loss against the Baltimore Ravens, Judd Zulgad from Purple Daily wrote a whole ass article with the title, "Why It's Time for Kevin O'Connell to Hand Over Play Calling Duties." What? Really? And Phil Mackey, also from Purple Daily, tweeted this out, some stats for you earlier this morning, that JJ McCarthy has faced 22 situations of third or fourth and short. So by definition, that's 3 or less yards. 1 fumbled snap, a defensive offsides, put that to the side. In those plays, in those situations, 6 called runs, 5 for 6 converting the first downs, 14 called passes, 0 completions, 0 for 10, 4 sacks, 2 interceptions. And I'm going to place the links of Judd's article and Phil's tweet in the description of this video. You can check them out yourselves. But I want to give a shout out to the followers, subscribers of this channel, because we, all of us, we have been ahead of this very topic for at least 2.5 years. So now that everybody's starting to catch up, late to the party, but better late than never, I suppose, we can just sit here and say, yeah, this has always been an issue for most of KOC's play calling career. It's a wonder that he didn't call plays with the LA Rams. Now we see why. You could say that, well, Sean McVay is a genius, which he is, but clearly KOC is no Sean McVay. But we're going to get to JJ McCarthy. Again, shout out to you guys out there for having each other's backs, us fighting the good fight against the Vikings fan police. We're going to get to JJ McCarthy and how the Vikings, I think, can help out their young quarterback. But first, this video is brought to you by Sleeper. If you play daily fantasy sports, this is the app for you. Sign up, get a free $20 entry, no deposit required. And if you do make a deposit, get a 100% match up to $100 using the promo code RANDY. Terms and conditions do apply. Check out Sleeper today. And now going to JJ McCarthy. You look at the weapons that he has around him. Jefferson, even though the stats aren't going to show it this year, still the best receiver in the game. Jordan Addison. You got Jalen Naylor, who had a hell of a game last week against the Baltimore Ravens, but in the offensive line, they're going to go through their ups and downs. Running back position, you're set there as far as Aaron Jones, Jordan Mason. Now, with Jordan Mason, you need to run the ball with him more, especially in goal territory, but I digress. That leaves what position? Tight end. I believe, for the sake of McCarthy and his development, as far as getting ahead of his development the rest of this year, maybe he can be better than if you were to keep things the same and not make any changes at all. I believe it's time to bench TJ Hockenson. All of the targets that he's expected to get for the rest of this 2025 season needs to go to someone else. Who, you ask? Well, the trade deadline has come and gone. You're not going to be able to really sign anyone off the street. I believe you need to bench TJ Hockenson in favor of Josh Oliver. That Oliver needs to be the new starting tight end for this team. Josh Oliver, first off, KOC stated that he should be available for next week's game against Chicago. But just the eye test alone, you look at TJ Hockenson, he's noticeably slower, lethargic, and Josh Oliver is way more athletic, has the ability, I think, if given the targets that Hockenson has been getting, that Josh Oliver has the ability to make more explosive plays and that he would give an extra boost or maybe provide more of a safety blanket to JJ McCarthy. Because when Jordan Addison and Jefferson, based off of the way that KOC calls plays, when they're doing their vertical routes and you have your running back out there, especially Aaron Jones in the passing game, JJ McCarthy, because of sometimes the pressure collapsing the pocket and he has to move up and he panics, I think he needs a second safety blanket underneath. And I think that could be, in addition to Aaron Jones, I think that can be Josh Oliver. And even if it's just a 2 or 3 yard catch, he has the ability, Oliver, to turn that into maybe a 6 or 7 yard gain. So that way you have two options available where it's like, all right, alert, alert, everything's falling apart here. All right, Josh Oliver, I see you. Bam, make this play as McCarthy gets hit, and Oliver can maybe just get a couple of extra yards. I think he would be way more productive as the starting tight end than TJ Hockenson. Or if you don't think Oliver's ready for that responsibility, maybe elevate one of the tight ends on the practice squad, Bryson Nesbitt or Nick Vannett. But honestly, man, at this point in his career, TJ Hockenson is a negative player, where I think Josh Oliver, I think he can really make an impact just to be that final piece in the offense to where you, especially in the passing game, to help save JJ McCarthy in times of crisis. Your thoughts in the comments section below. TJ Hockenson, to me, tight end 2, you can block, whatever. But as far as tight end 1, moving forward, Josh Oliver. Let me know what you think. We will see you next time.